Hello. Good to see you.
Okay there, Revenants. Welcome back to Code Vein in the Road to 100, where today we are going to be running the Azure Greatsword. Now, this sword is one of my favorites, actually, because of the unique ability that it has here in the guard drain rating. Excuse me, as it has an exceptionally high guard drain rating. So you can see here 0.34, 0.51 is the 0.51 is the highest here with a Devour Chrome on it. 0.34, 0.34. Everybody has a 0.34 for defenses, unless you use a Devour Chrome. And if you'll notice here, all the great swords have a drain rating on guarding of 0.34. However, this weapon as a base value here, it has 0.6. And the interesting thing about defensive draining or guard draining is this is a 1-to-1 correlation to how much ichor you receive on strike when you are defending. So whenever I defend against an attack, I will get 0.6 ichor. If I have 100 block, I won't take any damage. And having 96 base defenses is very, very, very good. And but also with guard drain rating up here, this increases your defensive draining by 0.4. It's an additive gift. So here when you look at guard drain rating, it doesn't actually apply it to the card for some reason. It just does apply it. I don't understand that why. But you'll notice that this will go to a 1 basically. So anytime we get struck at any point in time, we should be getting back 1 ichor, which is a great way to kind of cheaply get ichor back because it costs you a little bit of stamina. And since we have guard boosters and steady bulwark is only 5 ichor, that if you use steady bulwark and you guard 5 times, you will earn back all the ichor for this gift. So it pays for itself very, very well if you remember to block. However, I typically forget to block, so blocking is not my strong suit, so I typically forget that I need to be doing that. So we're going to be running Demeter here, and we're going to be right at the threshold almost of 99 pounds. So we are very, very close to that edge, which is why blocking is going to be so important for us, because our Blood Veil basically won't be able to guard us against anything throughout this entire area. So we'll also be going for tirelessness um, in order to get back that stamina from blocking and dodging around and such. And the massive amount of stamina that it takes to wield this thing will be needing a lot of stamina, and that is Demeter's weakness here, is that it has a very, very low stamina count, and the blood code that goes lower is Warrior, which is directly above it here at 212 stamina, so these two are pretty low on the stamina front. Now, basically the name of the game here with Demeter is anything Demeter can do, Ishtar can do better. That's just basically kind of how it runs overall. So as you see here, Demeter or Ishtar has typically better stats overall, and anything that you're lacking here in strength or vitality, you can pick up pretty easily, pretty quickly, with no problems. But Demeter is a pretty good blood code overall, as it is one of the weird ones with strength and mind, and pretty good vitality as well. So pretty strange blood code overall. Now we're not using auto heal simply because this costs 10 ichor and it has a very, very, very long cooldown. This is a much better choice for us at 2 ichor at 12 seconds cooldown, and Modest Offering was probably one of the best additions from the Tower of Trials and DLC and everything extra that they added, because it reduced the cooldowns significantly, while still keeping the spirit of having a gift that you can heal people. But Modest Offering is a great, 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 great gift. Okay, so as we go through here, remember the big anteater fellas are weak to crush ice, and so we are going to be running the Azure Greatsword, which does crush damage. It doesn't do slash damage as it says here, but the slash damage comes out when you do gifts. But crush damage is what this sword does overall, so it's a great option here in the Howling Pit. Now remember, versus the slimes, they have a 25% decrease in crush damage, so we have to kind of watch ourselves as we get up to them. And we'll go for this, and we'll go for ice. Now it's nice that we have a 40% increase in our ice damage, and if we run up to these fellas and we go for a crush or a charge attack there, we get another 5% in our ice damage. Okay, so as we run over here, the important thing we learned from the last run was that the Zweihander does a 55% increase to your damage just from the piercing attack there, and this weapon shares that same benefit of a 155% multiplier for your poking attack here. Oops, and we're locked onto the wrong guy there. There we go. And you can see that it has a beautiful amount of damage that we can put out here on these fellas. However, whoops, I can't see because that guy was blocking me there. However, we don't have any kind of survivability here. It's literally all onto our heals to make sure that we heal enough. So let's go for a couple of our gifts here. Oh, good job, Eva. Okay, and we'll go for our gift there, and that'll do a really good amount of damage overall. Cloak of Winter, and Cloak of Winter is exceptionally good for us in this area because it also does crush ice unapologetically, and so we're able to really put out a whole lot of damage on these fellas whenever we want in any kind of way. So when we're pumped up here, or at 2241, and we can have a 55% increase or a 45% increase in our ice damage because of Frost Weapon, the Pheon Chrome, and the charge attack of the weapon itself. So let's go ahead and rest. I mean, why not? We're right here, and we can go ahead and get through the cutscenes here and stuff real quick. But the charge attack does a 225% damage increase, so it shares the same as what the Nagamukuro had in the Ruin City Underground, but it adds a 5% ice damage increase to your weapon strikes consecutively after that. So it is kind of on the lower end of damage. Excuse me, but it's interesting that you need a strength. You need willpower to wield it, and then you need strength to scale it. So it's a very kind of oddball kind of a weapon. Okay, so if we get up to this fellow, we would probably want to go for something like the Intensified because it's more damage and he resists a little bit of ice. But since we don't care about that, we'll go ahead and get ourselves going here with what we can. Okay, and then we'll go for a Drain and Stamina. Okay, and we'll try and block a couple gifts here and see what we get back. There we go. Okay, so we're getting 2 ichor back every time, which is great. And it takes 20 strikes to fill up your focus gauge here, so you can keep that in mind. Okay, and so anytime you can go for this kind of this kind of setup here to go for, whoops, thanks Eva, to go for really good drain rating there, it really helps out overall. So it's really good stuff there to use the Azure Greatsword for guarding to increase your ichor count, because you'll see that we really don't have any problems getting ichor back or anything. Okay, we'll go ahead and burst this guy down. So 8210 is not terrible. Cloak of Winter is a pretty powerful gift, but it has an extremely long startup time. And it's best if you use it with Eva, simply because of the fact that she does really good increase to your damage, just because of the fact of her gift accelerator that she runs. Oops, we're almost dead. So we'll launch this guy. Good. We'll go for a gift extension, and then we'll go for another launch when he gets up. There we go. Good. And then we'll go for a Cloak of Winter. Okay, and we'll guard this guy. And that's an unblockable. Eva, please. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, that's why this guy is not a fun foe by any means, because he does all of these crazy attacks here, and he's very, very difficult. But we can poke him and take him down. So very good to use that poking attack, that thrusting attack, just because of the fact of the ability here that it can do such a huge amount of damage at 155% of our damage, while at the same time it has the knockdown built into it. So that is well worth all the stamina that it costs to apply that gift. But that's one thing that this sword does excel at, is regaining ichor at, you know, whether you're guarding or whether you're attacking or whatever. And it's kind of strange that that's the case, because, you know, it's a two-handed sword, and you wouldn't think that it would be good at reclaiming ichor. So kind of a strange take on a two-handed sword here. But I like it, and I like the idea of it. Okay. Oh, we're almost dead, so we'll block that. Okay. Let's see here. And most of his stuff we can block, so that's really, really good. Okay, good job, Eva. She definitely pulled us out of that one. Okay, so as we continue on here, you can see that we do have some health issues because of our veil, but it's really, really great that we can have normal mobility with this kind of a sword.
Thanks.
And if you were doing this in any other kind of context, it would be very, very useful overall, because you can do such good, such good damage overall. Whoops. With having such a heavy sword and good drain rating and everything, while at the same time still being able to block the enemy and such. Oops, missed him. Okay. Oh, there he comes. Okay, we'll give him a poke there. Good. And it's still not enough damage to kill him in a one-shot, but that's okay. It really doesn't matter. Okay. And because of his 25% damage reduction on Crush, we don't have the opportunity to kill him in one shot there. Oops. What? There we go. But at least we can kill slimes in an AoE there. That's very, very nice. And getting turned around here. Okay, and that's where Cloak of Winter definitely helps you out here in the Howling Pit, is that you have a pretty good AoE that you can rely on to do pretty good damage overall. And since it's ice, it does even better here in the Howling Pit overall. So very, very good to have that brought along with us. Okay, let's wait for a gift extension here, and then we can go guard drain some of these fellas for some of our abilities here. Okay, and let's see what this guy's gonna do. Nothing, because Eva's gonna knock him down. Oh, okay. Good job, Eva. That was not my plan or intention, but that's okay. We'll try this guy for some attacks here. Good. Okay. Let him hit me, Eva. Okay, we'll just go ahead and get some ichor back here. But you can see that we have really, really good drain rating on our guarding attacks, so it's really, really worthwhile to let the enemy try and attack you, because they don't do that many attacks that you need to defend against that you run out of stamina. But versus a boss, you can imagine how much ability you'll have to regain ichor just from the fact of draining. We'll go ahead and block this, and then we'll give this guy some good damage here. Good. Alright, and then we have old world materials, that's nice. And then we have to put this guy down in the pit so he doesn't pop up and take us down. Okay, so we kind of made it through pretty simply there, pretty easily. A lot of healing, a lot of taking damage, so you can see that you are, for this area specifically, it's kind of like a glass cannon type of a set. But the Azure Greatsword is one of the mid to higher end kind of a weapon, and that is where it does shine, is just in the fact that it does really good drain rating on defenses. It's nothing too incredible in its own right, and it's extremely heavy at 85 pounds. That is an incredibly heavy weapon, and it doesn't really offset the ability of the heavy weight, but it definitely gives you a good alternative to something like the Argent Wolf brand or something of that sort. Okay, so let's, I guess we'll go for a guard booster. I mean, why not? Okay, and we'll go for these. Good, and let's go. So the Executioner Ice Crush is what we have, and that's kind of some of her weakness sets, that she doesn't resist too hard, so that's really good for us. But her sliding nonsense and all these unblockables and all this crap that she's got going on, we're definitely going to have to keep on our toes here. And even if we block, we're going to be slowed, so that's even worse. But just the fact that we do huge amounts of crush damage, we're able to put her into stagger state several times. Okay. And unfortunately she was in stagger state already. There we go. Oh, and she slid, so we're dead. Eva's dead. We'll do this. Oh, Eva's dead again somehow. Let's go ahead and heal. And she's gonna slide. And it is really good benefit to us that we can do the running attack there, which is a 30% increase in our damage. And again, we are doing crush damage overall. So that's really good stuff. There we go. And you can see that we get that beautiful stagger, but again, if we take a hit, we're completely toast. So it's literally like, don't get hit ever at any time, because as soon as you get hit, the Blood Veil just doesn't have the resistance possible to help us out here. Now for the boss, even though our gift speed is really important, someone like Io would be really helpful here, just because of her Panacea's essence that she applies when we get slowed. He can help us get rid of that, and so it's kind of like having two other gifts available, having Regenerator and at the same time having Panacea's essence. So anytime you come up against these status effect bosses, it's really good to have Io along, because she can get rid of, you know, poison or slow or stun for the Lord of Thunder and these kinds of things. So she's a really good choice for these kinds of abilities here. Okay, and we'll go for a drain and some stamina, and we'll go for an ice cartridge, freezing cartridge. Alright, so let's try this again. And let's see if we can hit her. There we go. Oh. Okay. Good. Alright, we'll go for ice. Good. Whoops. Okay, go for an ice attack there. Alright, let's go ahead and heal up. Alright. Oh, no. We're dead. We're completely dead. Oh, wow, Io. That was amazing. Is she gonna go for a Panacea's essence? Maybe? Okay. Good. Come on, Io. There we go. Nice. Okay. Good job, Io. Thank you. Oh, okay, we gotta get some stamina back here, otherwise we're dead. He's spinning again? Wow. Okay. We'll go for some ice for Io and I. We'll go for a heal. So there you see all the Panacea's essence from Io coming out. So that's very nice. Okay, we'll go for some hits here. No. Okay. And slide, please. Nope, no slide. And you're gonna slide now. Okay, she might kill Io here, so we'll have to watch ourselves. Yep, that's fine. Good job, Io. Okay, we'll go for a slam there. Good. And we can go for some ice attacks here. Ouch. And again, we got touched by just a little bit of her, and we went down really hard there. Hang on there, Io. Okay, we can block that, so that's nice. Oops, I missed. Let's give her a poke. There we go. Oh, come on, she tagged me. Ugh. Okay, good. And typically I don't like doing anything on her except the running attack because of the recovery frames for the regular standing attack. This one is very slow to recover, but the running attack you can recover from very quickly, plus you get the 30% increase in damage. But you can see there that teaming up with Io definitely is a much improved option over Eva there, unfortunately. But having access to Panacea's Essence is no joke when it comes to the slow, and especially if you are running heavy weapons where you're kind of slow anyways. But having normal mobility is worth more to me than the defenses on this, even though when you get tagged, it's basically you one shot, one kill. And but you have really good mobility with such a heavy weapon, and doing all that crush damage and ice damage in one weapon is really great, since you can get up to 50% increase in ice damage from the charge attack and the freezing cartridge, frost weapon, and having the Pheon Chrome transformation on the weapon itself. So you can get a pretty good ice increase there. If your enemies are weak to ice, you can even get more increase, like the anteater, the big purple anteater fellas. Well, I guess that's the end of the episode there. Anyways, yeah, it's a really good way to finish out closing the area here. So I'll probably have to go back and fight her again in order to get through here. So anyways, I guess that ends the Howling Pit. So good old Unreal Engine crashing. So thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in the next one, I guess.